Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I welcome us all again and again into this sacred circle. And there's so much to celebrate, so much to celebrate between Passover and the full moon, and each one of you in your own divine way going through your own transformation and rebirth, and then us gathering as a dream council to ignite even more a deeper fire is truly an honor. And so each one of you has a piece of that fire. And if you don't have a candle, it's okay. You can ignite a fire that is inside of you with your words of great wisdom. And so what I would love to do is to actually have you, Robin, open up with your fire, with your candle, and open up the medicine and the journey of this great flying and soaring day for us. Aho!
Oh.
So I wish for myself and all of us the space to be present in this moment with all of who we are, all of our fire, all of the medicine of the eagle that opens so expansively into tremendous flight and freedom and joy and love.
Aho! And you can light that beautiful candle. Thank you. And I welcome Lori. And if you're on mute, please take yourself. Yes, beautiful. Lori, if you can light the fire for us.
Yes, I light the fire from the candle of my ancestors who did their journey to freedom. And I light the fire of truth and love and the medicine of the eagle. And I'm so happy to be here to continue traveling into freedom and into planetary oneness.
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
And I invite Jenny, our stone keeper, to share in her light the medicine of the fire.
Thank you, Parashakti. I light the fire of balance during this Libra full moon, bringing beautiful energies of harmony and peace and balance. This has been a time of great transformation for all of us. So finding that balance between the old state of things, the old ways of being, and the new energy coming in, that we all may receive it in the fullest to our highest potential and highest purpose.
Oh.
And I invite David to share his fire.
Can you hear me, P?
Yes.
Okay. Well, just like Jenny, I got a candle this morning that says balance. So I'm definitely going to light the fire of balance. And also, last night I did the all night, most of the night connection for Passover, which is all about, starting the new cycle of the new year and the 12 zodiac signs. In the lunar calendar, we are in Aries. So the mid-month, the full moon is another powerful time to connect to your intention, desire, and the new year to let go of any negativity from the past, cleanse it, and start with a fresh slate. So definitely, just like Parashakti said, I'm connecting to rebirth right now, and I'm seeing plenty of manifestations all week. I'm just like, bing, 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 bing. It's like my garden is growing this week. So you really feel kind of the resonance behind it. So, aho.
Aho.
Oh.
Welcome, Sireza. Let's light your fire.
Hey. Wow, I am so happy to see you guys and to get to see two beautiful new faces I haven't seen before. Yay. Okay, so this is my candle. Oh, let me take off the stuff. Yay. So what do we do with a candle?
Welcome, welcome. We're igniting the fire and in your own unique way, invoking the eagle.
Opening a sacred space right now that is very powerful, full of love, compassion, healing, abundance of wonderful miracles, and vibrant experiences in life. And I invoked the power, the energy, and the spirit of the eagle for flying high and have that beautiful, sharp, crisp vision and all this space to create more with the gift that God has given me to make a better world. So yay, let me turn on my candle with my electric.
Snazzy.
It needs to be charged. I will be back.
So as soon as gets the fire, I'm just gonna get let's get Reed ready next once Sireza is back with us.
Woo! Hey, Reed.
Here we go.
There it is.
It was meant to be real fire. So yes.
Aho.
Aho.
Aho. And blessings to all.
All right, Reed.
Hello, my family, my tribe of Eagle Medicine carriers. You guys are fearless. All the wisdom and medicine of all the places in the world, the heart of the jungle lives inside each and every one of you. And I'm honored to be here holding this sacred space with you. I'm calling in all 4 elements: earth, water, wind, and fire, as I stoke this sacred candle with the guidance of the Eagle Medicine, as a remembering that we are all on our way home. And as I light this candle, I evoke the sacredness of the eagle. Thank you.
Oh.
Aho, thank you. Nicole.
Good rising. Ignite this sacred fire with the inner flame of creativity, the fire that burns within me, that also burns within each of you. May we fan each other's flames in this dream council. And may we be protected by the eagle medicine so that our visions, our eagle eye visions, may come to fruition and be supported so that they do germinate into the most beautiful, beautiful seeds of creation with each other and with ourselves. Aho.
Aho.
Oh.
Let's invite Jess.
Hello, everyone. So honored to be here. So I light this fire, this candle. I've got this beautiful, beautiful candle here, to bring calm and balance, and to bring truth, and to bring confidence and protection, as particularly my daughter today is on a plane to Costa Rica, flying away, staying away from home for 5 weeks. So I'm lighting this candle to protect her and to give her, all the strength and the power and the beauty and the exploration, the adventure that she's looking for, and igniting the power of the eagle medicine for all of us to be here in our truth and our authentic selves to really experience this transformation, to step up into our own greatness. Aho.
Aho! Thank you, Jen.
Oh.
And let's invite you, Gary.
Welcome, everybody. Pleasure getting to know your beautiful circle, Parashakti. Pleasure getting to know you. A gift. I light my candle, really just a symbolic candle for the vibrations that I still hold dear to my heart, dear to my soul, as I had the absolute privilege of experience Rhythmia and all its love and virtues and joy, and clinging on to the medicine as it still soothes my soul and makes me feel so beautiful. Of course, it's Passover, and of course, I'm thinking about my family all over the world, wishing them seeds of miracles and no expectations. I've learned to let that go. But I did discover the soaring eagle and the power of the little eagle and how she looks after me, how she's so kind to me, how she gives me power and strength and love. Thank you, little Parashakti. Thank you.
Aho!
Oh.
And I call in Ellie.
I would like to offer up a prayer of collaboration and connection, not just because we have all been so detached from personal contact in the last year, but because I have had the privilege of getting to know most of you one-on-one, and it is such a thrill for me to see you together and to put faces to names and to your incredible spirits. I also have the honor of working with each of these pendants to prepare them for each of you, with an individual blessing, and really getting to see your beautiful faces and embrace your auras gives me so much more connection when I go through the process of packaging and sending these out your way. So it is such an honor to see you all together as one continuous eagle family. Aho.
Aho! Wow. So I continue to ignite what Ellie so beautifully shared, as this is the heart of the fire that is here today. And this is the heartbeat of commitment and of such soaring flight, even if you just yesterday received your pendant. And I know to be true that this vision that has come so clear can only have its fire, its flame, with a dream council. And so I like this fire to acknowledge each and every one of your dreams. And so may your dreams within this today, however you participate, if you again just fly with us today, know that a part of you, a part of your soul is even more now flying in higher realms of availability, of service, and of showing up in a new way. Aho.
Aho.
And I will say that I've been feeding this fire of purification. So I just want to acknowledge that any energies that don't serve our higher purpose will just continue to be able to, from near and afar, be released as I feed the fire here on behalf that all that needs to be released. So thank you. Aho.
Aho.
Aho. Beautiful. So what I'm going to do now is, because we only have Ellie for a few heartbeats of breath, I'm going to actually have you introduce yourself again, and especially for people who don't know you, because you're so much part of this whole journey that we're embarking upon for the next 7 months on a practical level and on a spirit level. So the talking stick is now for you, and I allow you to check in. Aho.
Amazing. Thank you. So my name is Ellie. I know a lot of you, but some of us haven't met. I am Parashakti's Director of Operations. I've had the pleasure of being her right wing for almost a year now. And I offer myself up as basically a point of contact for absolutely anything that might come up throughout this journey, whether it's because you need to connect to Parashakti or to Jenny or to someone else who is guiding us and facilitating us through this, or whether it's on your own path and to find the right way to grow your own success with this opportunity. That means social media postings, that means writings that you may do, that means familiarizing yourself with some of the stones that we have available. As well as many of you know, part of this is an option to have an LA Yoga article written about yourself and your practice. That will be an entirely one-on-one experience between me and you, where I'll get to know you and we'll work on presenting you with utmost integrity. So I will be guiding that as well. But ultimately, I'm here to act as a touch point for anything you need. So that's that, I think. Whether it's caring for your pendant, by the way, whether it's how do I keep the silver clean, or whether it's this, I want to know more about this stone. Just I'm here for you all. So that's my role.
Aho, thank you.
My
Thank you. Before you fly off, we have a very sweet little gifting that I would like to offer. So Jenny, as you see, Ellie has visionaries and sun dancers of the Labradorite Kingdom, and they're fully being charged now with intention. And so what we do when we do it over Zoom, because we've done quite a few of these gifting ceremonies, is we go around our dream council and we just offer one word of prayer for Jenny, as her set is being charged now with all of our prayers and our intentions, and then shipped to her by Ellie. And so again, like words, as we know, we all are medicine keepers and bundle keepers, and words have such power for, offering a prayer. And so just take a moment right now, and even though you don't know Jenny, you do know Jenny, because your soul has chosen to be here today. And her soul has quite the wisdom to really allow us to embark on a deeper connection to our power objects. And so your soul has an infinite word of wisdom, of healing, that will charge the Labradorite, visionary, and sun dancer. And so I offer, just in alignment and when you feel called, to just offer that word, and Jenny, really receive it from the visionary and the sun dancer straight to your soul, straight to your heart, so that you can truly receive the medicine today. Aho.
Aho.
I have 2 words and I'll start. Unconditional love. Aho.
Aho. My word will be connectivity.
Aho.
My word is liquid love.
Aho.
My word is 2 words, divine grace.
Aho.
And my word will be sacrifice. Just sacrificing your ego or anything that's holding space that shouldn't be holding that space for the new to come in.
Aho.
My word is infinite miracles.
Aho.
Aho.
Oh.
My word is incredible expansion. Aho.
Aho.
Oh.
Awareness.
Aho.
Aho.
My word is illumination.
Oh.
Aho.
My word is solegria, which means only joy.
Oh, love that.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So with that, Jenny, I just invite you to receive, and to know that it will land and nest with you in divine order and timing. So thank you. Thank you, Ellie, for being with us. I know you have a busy day, so we're going to let you fly off.
Off I go. So much love to you all. Best of luck on this first journey together, and I can't wait to get to know you all better.
And I'll just say before you go is that I am going to be introducing Jess at the end because she also is a huge part of our just call center of higher vision. And so because you're leaving, Ellie, I'm just noting that I will let Jess speak at the end of this journey. So
beautiful, beautiful.
Mm.
All right. Much love to you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ellie.
Thank you, Ellie.
Beautiful. Okay. So our next chapter of this call of this journey is to really be educated about what we're already carrying. Now I know that some of you don't have the actual Labradorite Visionary and Sundancer, so this is just again an opportunity to learn about the stone. This is the signature stone of the Winged Ones, and I've done a lot of laboratory work in my own way. I danced with Labradorite for I think about a year and a half because I was instructed by spirit that that's the only stone that I'm supposed to make power objects out of. And then I graduated. So on that note, that's why this month we're going deep into the kingdom and the wisdom of the Labradorite and learning really how on so many different levels to work with it. And therefore, as a student that I still am of this work, of the Labradorite and other stones, I have brought you, Jenny. So I am going to offer you the energetic talking stick. I'm going to just put you on speaker view. There we go. Okay.
Thank you so much, Parashakti, and thank all of you. What a way to start a discussion. I feel like my heart has just been so broken open, and so that I can really speak through my heart and my personal experience and my intuitive relationship with the stones. I'm crying a little, so excuse me, but I'm so touched by all of you. I can feel the energy very strongly coming from each and every one of you. So thank you for being here and for connecting in this way. And I've known Parashakti, I've known about Parashakti for a very long time. I lived in New York City for many years. I am now here on the West Coast, and we finally had a chance for a mini collaboration about a year and a half ago. We were doing a sound ceremony, cacao ceremony for everyone, and I just to feel the power of what Parashakti's channeling and has to offer everyone on so many levels was just really humbling. So I was so honored when she asked me to come and speak about a first Labradorite, because this is one of the things that we really connected about, our love of Labradorite. And so to be able to start off with this stone is amazing. And so with that in our awareness, at some point during the discussion, I would love Parashakti to offer some of her personal experiences with the stone, because above and beyond anything that I could say or anything that we could read anywhere online or in books, it's really going to be about your personal connection, your intuitive connection and experience with the stone beings. And so I will offer some of that during this. And then I would love if Parashakti would also share a little bit of her Labradorite connection. And of course, I have probably my favorite Labradorite up here in front. What I really love about this one is that it is raw on the back, so you can get a little bit of the flecks of luminescence here, and then you have the full polished front. So I like it as a reminder of the raw state of the stone, and then seeing the beautiful luminescence, or labradorescence as it's called, of the polished stone. I also, just to show all the labradorites that are happening, I've worn this pendant daily for many, many years. It was made by an artist in the Baltimore area, and it's beautiful wire wrapping. I love the shape of it. I also have a ring I wear almost always. And then these are two other pieces of labradorite that I have with us here. And you'll notice all of the shapes that I choose of labradorite, and there's a specific reason for this I'll get into later, are all very feminine and rounded shapes. These are very protective shapes, different than points where you're directing the energy in a particular way. The energy of round stones and more oval stones emanates more equally in all directions, and that's why it's a good shape for protection. So I wanted to, and along the way, if anyone has any questions or wants to share anything, please feel free. So I wanted to start with just a little bit about crystals in general, just to give us a context of why we might use them for healing, how we connect with them. And so, and I also like to bring in a little bit of science. I just feel like it gives a nice holistic viewpoint of the spiritual and metaphysical applications. So, crystals do grow according to a blueprint pattern in their crystal lattice. So, a pattern of repetition and symmetry and other things. And it's similar in a way to how our DNA codes our own existence. So, in this sense, we can say that crystals are alive because they're growing according to a predetermined pattern in their lattice. And so it is the imperfections in the crystal lattice that actually give them their different colors and shapes and different properties for healing. So it can be said that every crystal is this unique being that we can develop a relationship with, that we can communicate with. And when we work with crystals, the crystal emits a vibration that actually amplifies the power of our thoughts and intentions. So that is a very important component of working with the crystals, what we are intending to do with them. And when we use them for healing, we're sending this life force energy, a type of life force energy and conscious intent to work through the crystals. And then they take and are doing something with this energy that we're sending through, whether that's amplifying, absorbing, repelling, refracting, reflecting, whatever it is that we are choosing. And also, when we work with crystals, we are working with the energy of Mother Gaia. So, in this sense, there is an energy of manifestation, of homeostasis and balance, of being grounded and connected to the earth. And so, when someone is experiencing, for example, some emotional trauma or shock, the crystals can feel as like a gentle energy that helps ground the person sort of out of the shock, settle in, calm them. So definitely the connection of the Mother Earth energy sort of cradling us and comforting us. So labradorite has a hardness of between 6 and 6.5 usually on the Mohs scale. So it is harder than glass, but not quite as hard as, say, a crystal quartz is. So it's somewhere in the middle of that. And then the crystal system that labradorite is part of is called the triclinic system. And it's actually the most asymmetrical of all the crystal systems. So you have quartz being very symmetrical, and then a crystal like, or stone like labradorite having almost no symmetry at all, or sometimes just a symmetrical center. And so it is believed that this flow of energy within the lattice is actually very helpful and conducive for protecting us from outside forces and influences and energies, which I think is one of the more scientific reasons of why so many peoples throughout the centuries have seen labradorite as a protective stone. One example of a triclinic crystal, a crystal in that system, is turquoise. And in Native American lore, turquoise has been used for centuries as a protective amulet. And it's actually the belief that, say, if you're wearing a turquoise ring or, a pendant and you notice a crack in it, it would be that the stone received and absorbed the blow rather than you. So just very interesting qualities of triclinic crystals. Other stones that are in this particular category are amazonite, kyanite, sunstone, moonstone, larimar, and of course labradorite. So to give us a little bit of history, this is actually my favorite part. I love talking about the history of this stone. And it was basically used as a protector and healing amulet for many centuries by the indigenous people of the Labrador and Newfoundland provinces in eastern Canada. In modern awareness, however, it was more recently rediscovered by a Moravian missionary in 1770 from the Czech Republic, who was on a remote island off of Labrador province in the Labrador Sea called Paul Island, and some labradorite was found there. And then later on, large deposits were found on the other side of the Labrador Sea in the Scandinavian area. There's also, there's labradorite all over the world. There's large amounts in Australia and the Adirondack Mountains in the United States, in Russia, very high quality labradorite in Madagascar. And then also, most recently, a very rare form of labradorite was found in the southeastern area of Finland in 1941. This is called spectrolite. So if you've heard the word spectrolite, it's a very similar stone to labradorite. It's really the same stone, but because the opaque surface of labradorite is very conducive to very sharp and vivid colors. So spectrolite is often used in, precious jewelry and things like this. So it's called labradorescence, this sort of luminescence or iridescence. And when polished, it usually brings it out these blue and gold tones and sort of turquoise and green, all this, actually all my favorite colors, since this is probably part of the interest. And actually, going into more of the history, some of my ancestors and relatives are from this area of the world, this eastern Canada, Labrador, Newfoundland area, all up in there. So I think that's part of my personal connection as well. And so both labradorites and spectrolites are part of a mineral family called feldspars, which are all over the planet. And it's a silicate material, and it's usually found in igneous rocks. Igneous means fire in Latin. And so the igneous rocks are from molten lava that solidifies and crystallizes and then rises up to the surface and can have all these different stones within it. Very interesting, because the indigenous people of these provinces in Canada referred to this stone as the stone of fire. So it's just interesting how we can connect that geology with ancient belief systems. So in Newfoundland and Labrador, there were two types of tribes we know about. The Innu lived more in the inland areas, and then the Inuit or Inuit, Eskimo people, lived more along the coastal areas. And amongst these tribes, there was a widespread appreciation and love of this magical protector. And the legend says it. There's an Innu legend that says that a warrior was walking on the earth and came across this beautiful stone filled with this extraordinary array of colors, and immediately perceived it as the northern lights or the aurora borealis contained in the stone, and thought, well, I need to free this cosmic energy with my spear, and then whacked on the labradorite. And it is said that it was released into the cosmos, and that what remained on the earth was contained in the labradorite stones. Also, a very similar legend from the Inuits says that the aurora borealis, but in addition to that, the stars beyond, so really the entire cosmos, contained in the stone. And in this case, took a hammer to the stone and released the energies of the cosmos, and whatever remained in the stone is today's labradorite. And so I love these legends, these stories, because it really shows the connection of the earth and sky. The earth energy and the cosmic ethereal energy. And I find personally, when working with the stone, one of the things that I really love about it is that it offers this access, this channeling to ethereal realms, to spirit guides, to intuitive information, but at the same time you feel this sense of really being rooted and grounded in the earth. So there's a stability and a calm in your journeying, that you can feel safe. So it is the same concept as the deeper the roots grow in the earth, that the higher the tree can grow, can go. So I love that this is sort of encapsulated in these legends. And the Innu actually were so mystified by the powers of labradorite that they actually ground it up and used it for a number of medicinal purposes. But typically it was polished and worn as a protective magical amulet, healing amulet. It was said to provide the user with a calm state of being, a certain level of confidence, and the ability actually to get through life without encountering too many hardships, or at least the ability to see it ahead of time so that you could do something about it. And in this sense, I think the stone gets its history of prophecy, of the visionary aspects of the stone used for many millennium. So, stone of protection, stone of magic, also known today as a stone of transformation. And you know, I've been in a lot of different groups over the last few months, and definitely recommending labradorite during this time, because we are just experiencing, not only on personal levels but on such big cultural and social levels, as we move into another wave of a very strong Aquarian energy, which is really about transformation and innovation, opening up to these new energies, but at the same time, you know, feeling this sense of really being connected to who we are, how we've been growing, just connecting these energies and allowing this bridge of transformation. So part of what labradorite is known to do today, or to help with, is to really enhance our own mental and intuitive abilities so that we really can step into our divine purpose in the biggest way. So some of these things are psychic awareness, like clairvoyance, telepathy, astral travel, the ability to connect with our spirit guides and our ancestors, and to just tap into our own intuitive sense and be able to trust that. Because the stone has sort of, you know, this dark surface with all these beautiful colors kind of popping up from underneath, it is symbolic for hidden spiritual realms. So it's a multi-dimensional stone that is bridging the gap between our waking awareness and our inner planes of awareness. So in this sense, it is a third eye stone, and you know, an opener of our inner perception, and not only opening it but connecting it and helping us integrate it into our everyday lives, which I think is a very important aspect of journeying and of going within and discovering these deep messages of the universe, is that we then integrate them into our daily physical existence. So labradorite is also said to bring out the best in those who wear it, bringing out self-confidence and awareness. It's not only our intuitive connection, it's also a mental connection and enhancement on intellectual levels. So raising self-confidence and protecting against negativity, but not only from the outside, anything that we may encounter internally, sort of dissolving that or transforming it into energy that we can use in a more powerful and positive way. And protecting against things that drain our energy, such as the monotony of routine, just sort of taking us out of just sort of going on autopilot to bring in these innovative ideas and visionary perceptions. At the end of the day, it's really about mastering ourselves, because there's a lot of power here and power in the stone, but rather than, utilizing this for power over other people. It is the mastery of the self that is the sign of the true alchemist and magician. So those are a few properties that are just sort of in a modern awareness about the stone, and many of which I definitely feel very connected with. In terms of caring for the stone, before I open up the floor a little more for some discussion and some of Parashakti's experiences, labradorite is many stones have sensitivities to water or to sunlight in terms of clearing and charging. Labradorite is a very durable stone, so if you want to bring it to the ocean, it's fine in the ocean water, any sort of running water to do the cleansing and clearing. And if you want to activate the stone, sunlight or moonlight is fine. You can use a smudge stick. You can even use sound, singing bowls or tinctures or things such as this to clear and activate the stone. So I hope that was illuminating and interesting to give you all some of the science and history and some of the properties. And now it would be great to get into some of our personal experiences with the stone. So Parashakti, I would love to hear some feedback from you about the things that I said and also your experiences.
Yes, thank you so much. Your knowledge, your wisdom, it lands, it nests. Even though I've read about it, it just nested in a way that I was able to comprehend it. So, yeah, thank you for giving us that wonderful, wonderful historical knowledge, and both everything that you said just confirms to that which I experienced when I first started working with the stone. The stone itself started to receive its powers when I turned it into jewelry, when I turned it into winged ones, and that's when I experienced what I really quote today to each person, especially here at Rhythmia, is that it is the key into the great mystery, into the void where all the answers live. And I experience it on the dance floor. I experience talking to people. I experience the amplification of this stone and its wings of taking you into just like ultimate higher consciousness of words, of actions, of service. So it is by far for me, as I continue to receive the other stones, one that I wear every single day. It's my daily what's here on the altar, my visionary and um, my sun dancer is I wear it every single day, and a stone that protects me and guides me and um, counsels me and brings me more closer to my mission each and every day. And also, especially when you said protection, especially with the work that I do and that we all do in so many ways, I feel like it's like the guardian of the temple, the guardian of my sanctuary, my little abode here is, my home, my little bedroom, and on the dance floor and with the medicine. So guardianship, protection, um, extreme amount of just clarity with it I receive, and also again and again the doorway into the great mystery. So with that, I would love to open up the cosmic labradorite floor to questions that our dream council might have. If you want to just take now the reins, Jenny, and maybe see.
Yeah, like I mentioned, this pendant I've been wearing for many years, and I particularly always have it on when I'm doing any kind of healing work, group healing work. I feel like it really allows me to go deeper. So, because I won't be as affected by any energies coming in, as I said, so I can really go deep with people and just allow myself to open as much as possible as a channel of information or healing energy or whatever it is the person might need. And no matter how powerful or traumatic an experience someone is having, if you can really hold that space, they can really benefit in amazing ways. And you know, I'm Capricorn. I'm really into organization and preparation, and I have to know, you know, all the details and do something in the fullest. And I really had some breakthroughs in my healing practice when I understood more and more, if I create this space and there is a level of spiritual protection, not only in the stones that I wear, but in my intention, and I just allow, then the information, the healing, what the person needs is coming through when there is that deep level of surrender. And so I feel having my labradorite stone has helped me to go deeper in that way and really trust that something will come through to help if I'm creating that sacred space and my intention is really there. So I feel like these pendants that are being offered are just a really powerful tool, and just extraordinary ally, to help you to go deeper into your journey, personal journey, and also into the journey of healing energies for all of us and for our planet at this time. Have any of you, I know all of you don't have the pendants, who has worked with labradorite or has labradorite, and I'm wondering if you have anything to share about your, it doesn't even have to be a metaphysical experience, it could just be the beauty of the stone, or anything you want to share in particular about it. Yeah. Hello. Reed.
Oh, hello. Yeah, for me, the Labradorite has been so special in my year of transformation.
Yeah.
Every ceremony I sit in, every time I tap into this sacred space of stillness, and,
It's hard to hear you read.
um, talking about the Labradorite and how I hold it close to my heart in every ceremony that I sit in. Every time that I tap into the stillness of unplugging from the matrix and everything that pulls me in so many different directions, and being able to hold this close to my heart. Um, my experience is so connected to Parashakti. And every time I have this with me, I feel her presence with me. And I'm so grateful to learn more about the history of it so that I can hold new visions with me. But for me, it's just holding Parashakti close to my heart. And now, all of you as well, I'm able to bring your sacredness with me everywhere I go. And I'm just so grateful for each one.
That's so beautiful, Reed. Thank you so much for sharing that. It's amazing, and it is incredible to have your stone friend, but then also have this intention of this support, you know, on so many different levels with your stone ally. I really love that, and I think that's one of the most powerful uses of this stone, and it has been for me as well. Is there anyone else who would like to share anything?
Yeah, I would. I would.
Hi, David.
Um, yeah, hi, thank you. Yes, Parashakti sent me rose quartz, labradorite, pyrite, and amethyst, and I definitely felt, even just after learning about it, just instinctually a resonation of like magic, alchemy, protection. And I was also curious, like growing up, since I was a teenager, I would listen to Tori Amos, who's into
Awesome.
song being. Each song she creates, she talks about it like a song being. And my birth name is David, so I always connected to King David as a spirit guide, and he was like the stone that was rejected. And even my grandmother, who connected me to my Native American heritage, she grew up always giving me Native American music. All of her, she would collect all these Native American pieces in her house, or she would always wear turquoise. So I loved how you tied in turquoise being similar to labradorite, because she was always wearing it. And I didn't think of it as like a protective amulet. But I do feel that. And I was just curious about this whole thing with song beings, with
Yeah.
the stones. And I love how Parashakti turns them into like an eagle, because it's like each piece is like its own, stone being, and gives it kind of just this unique life to each stone. And I was just curious, when they refer to like it as like a stone being, is it just like a universal consciousness, or is each piece or each stone, like in Kabbalah they say inanimate objects and stones have a consciousness? So I was just wondering, is it like a unique spirit to each stone, or is it just like a collective energy guiding?
Thank you. I love that you're asking this and that you're connecting it also to sound and music. Um, so I do a lot with sound healing as well, and really it's in the same sort of category as crystal healing. They are vibrational healers. So we have crystals, we have sound, and then things like flower essences. And the whole idea is that they're working on very subtle energy levels. So with, it's something like a flower essence, it's not about putting a lot of the substance into, the vial. It's about really paring it down till you have the most subtle essence of the flower essence. And then that's really how it
Right.
works. So crystals and also sound are the same way. And of course, if we have disturbances in our mental or emotional fields around our body, things like sound and crystals can actually penetrate these fields and harmonically balance these energies before they then get lodged into the physical body. And so, the regular practice of vibrational healing can really help just clear these disturbances and blocks. Not that there aren't things that can be helpful in crystal and sound healing when there's something physical. You can also work with it at that point, but it's so much easier and works more quickly if we just clear it in the more subtle energy fields, as opposed to letting it get into the body and really solidify it there. So
Right.
I've always felt a connection to sound and crystals. So I love that you were talking about that. In terms of each crystal being this unique crystal entity, this unique being, I definitely believe there is a lot of validity in that, and that you can definitely have a connection, a personal connection to this crystal being. But I feel that crystals have this innate interconnection to everything, right?
Right.
So
Okay.
if, you know, a piece of a quartz crystal, like this came from a larger stone, right? So I feel in a sense it's definitely connected to the larger stone, and then the larger stone connected to
True.
all the stones from which it formed. But that with my
Yeah.
relationship and intention, it is it enhancing its uniqueness, unique beingness. Does that, and how do you feel about that, Parashakti? Do
Yeah,
you
just like
have
we're
anything
all
like that?
exact like we're all from the same source, you know what I mean? But we're unique. So it does have that similarity of form.
Exactly. So, and I feel like with us, we sort of are relearning in some ways our interconnectivity, whereas the stones just inherently are interconnected at the deepest, most subtle levels of energy. Every molecule in this crystal is vibrating. And when you form that relationship and you have this intention for healing or manifestation or meditation, it infuses the crystal with that energy, and you can keep going back to the crystal and strengthening that intention and state of being. And so, yeah, I definitely feel like you amplify its unique beingness in our relationships with them.
Right.
But thank
Amazing.
you.
Thank
I
you.
love that you asked this and in this way. And also, Marcel Vogel was a scientist for IBM, and he actually ended up finding a way to cut the crystals that he thought would channel the energy in the highest way for healing in particular. But he thought that the
Right.
patterns, particularly of a crystal quartz, were sort of mirroring the energetic patterns of the Kabbalah tree of life. So,
Oh, wow. Interesting.
yeah, so I always thought that was a really interesting analogy, just the structure. And it's kind of interesting we started with labradorite versus, say, the crystal quartz, because this is actually the most symmetrical type of molecular structure of all the crystals. And then I was like, oh, we're starting with the most
Okay.
asymmetrical. And so a lot of when people talk about crystals and how they work, a lot of what they're talking about is how a crystal quartz works. And that includes rose quartz and amethyst and citrine and smoky quartz. So they're just talking about the, perfect balanced molecular structure of a crystal quartz and how we want to entrain with these energies naturally when we work with them. Labradorite's a little bit different of an energy, and again, really lending to its protective qualities, I feel.
Okay.
So
I feel that.
Thank you.
because we have Yitzhak
Thank you.
Berry here is to give maybe one more person a chance to welcome Yitzhak and welcome Kelly.
Hi.
So
I have one question, just one quick question. If I
Yes.
can. How is the best way to cleanse it? I mean, normally I know it's about salt water, and I'm just wondering if you could say more about the cleansing of the stone.
Sure. I really like running water when I cleanse my stones. And, if you have access to a pure mineral spring, that's great. If you don't, even coming out of the faucet when the water's running over the stone. And I always feel the most important part of cleansing and charging is your intention to do so. And so really putting that intention in it as you're running it through the water, that I'm clearing this stone of any previous energies, and that it will align with my intentions moving forward. And so, because there's so many different ways, you could actually use a smudge stick as well to cleanse if you want to use some sage or cedar incense or something like that, and running the stone through the smoke. But again, all of these things, the intention of the clearing the crystal to me is the most important.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Lori.
any last burning question before we take flight to another nest?
Thank you, Dynasty. I really love everything that you're talking about, crystals and labradorite. When I got the labradorite, I saw it first on a post that Parashakti did. And even through the picture on my computer, the stone just shined its magic so beautifully. Just like the rainbow lights that you have coming to you from maybe your window. It felt it looks so beautiful with that light that comes in and kisses you all around. It's like, oh my God, I'm enjoying that so much. And just like that, I felt the energy of the labradorite. And so I had to get in touch with Parashakti after a very long time. And it was the key that connected us again in a complete new level of, I met her many years ago, like 10 years ago or so. And so it was briefly here and there and some mutual gatherings and stuff like that, but her connection and her energy was always very bright. And I felt this vibrant energy like the labradorite in her. And so when I was able to see the crystal, it's just like, wow, this is and I was starting a new set of life as a single mom with my children, with a new set of everything coming together with music. I'm also a musician and designing. It's really a stone that had aligned me with my creativity and new beginnings and the guidance and wisdom to see the actual color and information in the things that I'm encountering now. And as you spoke beautifully about the aspect of being polished and the aspect of being non-polished and how the crystals grow, my question comes about, is the crystal in some way stopping its growth when it's polished? What are the environments when the crystal that stimulates more that growth, maybe not physically, but for its vibrancy and its energy? I have a crystal here that have these different kind of cuts. I don't know
Oh,
if you,
yes.
it's from
Oh,
the,
that looks like it could be a Vogel. I can't quite see it. Or is it just a double terminated here?
it's a Vogel. It has
Oh,
been
yeah, that this is the Vogel I was just speaking of.
cut, but
Amazing.
it's cut from the Tibetan monks area.
Yes.
And
Hmm.
so it's a very crystal quartz, and it's been cut. So I don't know much about this. It just it called
Beautiful.
my name as much as it called this one too, like really connected to my heart, this too. And so and then
There
I
was
got
many years of research behind the exact cuts of that crystal and why they did it, why it was done in that way. And so, I mean, some people only use Vogel crystals for healing because of the very specific cuts in the channeling of the energy of the stone, even from a molecular level. So, if you were drawn to it, there was a reason why, and you do have some kind of connection with using this kind of crystal for, for healing work or manifestation or whatever it is.
yeah, I speak into it whenever I'm speaking things into existence. I speak into it from this part or this part, and
Yes,
I imagine it shine bright out. Um, and
beautiful.
thing with my eagle, my Labradorite eagle, and the other pieces that Parashakti has shared with me, the pyrite, all these beautiful crystals. Um, and I
I think
want,
it's about love to answer your question. I think if there is love with the crystal and with your connection, or you're putting it in a space, and there is devotion and love and intention in a pure way, that they love being with us, right? It is just when you're not coming from a place of love, maybe they don't. But I think, polishing this, again, the rough part is amazing. I love that I can see this, but then polishing this to bring out these beautiful colors that I feel like bring out really, it's really inspiring for us, and bring out, this love of beauty and this connection to something that does look like aurora borealis, this extraordinary cosmic energy. So I would just have to say love is really the answer. I mean, that said, I don't buy a lot of crystals that have a lot of man-made coatings on them, and different processes. I like to keep it more in the natural realm. So even if you are going to have a crystal quartz cut in a certain way, that there's not some sort of titanium coating or something else. Not to say that people use these crystals as well, and I don't want to judge anyone's connection with something, but I tend to stay towards a more natural stone.
beautiful. Yeah, I like the fact about this stone that is raw on the top of it,
Yeah,
that and the back, and it has such a beautiful golden tone to it. That's what it called my name so much. And then this one in the back is polished actually. So
beautiful.
it's so interesting because as your stone is, uh, but we use it, the non-polished part in the front and the polished part in the back,
Mm,
the one that is in contact with our skin. So
yeah.
it's beautiful. When I saw your stone, I was like, wow, such an extension.
And
So
really, and Parashakti, what you're doing with these stones is really creating a powerful connection throughout the community, and it's just amazing. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, I know that we could ask many, many more questions and receive so much wisdom from you, Jenny. And I'm so grateful that we're taking this 7-month voyage with you. And I know that you also, do private sessions in so many ways. So if anyone really feels called to delve even deeper, you can talk a little bit more about your work at the end. So I'll give you that eagle talking stick, energetic eagle talking stick, because I really do have an eagle talking stick. Yes, yes. So I want to
Thank you, everyone, so much
yes,
for your
so
love and receptivity.
Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Parashakti.
yes,
Beautiful.
so beautiful. So I want to now welcome Itzhak Berry.
Yitzhak.
So, beyond the fact that we, share a mutual language, not just a language of the heart, but a language. We're both from Israel, and so, meeting you, Yitzhak, and sharing the language of where we were birthed has always been a very deep connection, and we actually call each other ach achot yikara yakar, which means dear, dear soul sister, dear, dear soul brother in Hebrew. And I'm just so grateful for the years that we were on the ceremonial dance floor and off the ceremonial dance floor, and shared really just such beauty of connection in heart and spirit. And you hold a very, very powerful spirit. You're based in New York, and you travel the world and take people on medicine journeys. And I feel like you are, the chosen for opening up the gate for us this month, and to talk about the medicine of the eagle for us, and to take us on a journey of connecting even deeper to that medicine within our hearts and souls. So with that, I pass on the energetic talking stick to you. Aho!
Oh, well,
Oh.
so well, thank you all for holding space and coming here. And I'll try. I don't know what the eagle will say today. So is everybody speak shamanic language here? So is that it's okay?
No.
I don't have to explain, right? Because sometimes that's the most difficult one. So so the eagle hold a really strong medicine for many cultures around the world. And I think about I said to you, Parashakti, that one of the things that is so important with the ego, it is the the symbol of faith and trust. That really is the more than anything else that I think about ego and the condor in many ways. They are the symbols of faith and trust. I mean, we can also start with the idea that they have the longest wingspan, that they are they are ruling the skies, that they are the birds that are flying the highest to meet God, the sun, Tata Inti. That all very well, they have that capacity to go to the highest of the highest of the highest of all birds. And all birds are the messengers between the physical world, the reality world, and the spiritual world. And they are the connector between the physical material world and spirit. So they are the go between. the messengers. And so for you are, as a tribe of the eagle, you are the messengers. You are the carrying the message um, back and forth, not necessarily just from here, but back and forth. You are the delivery. You are the pizza delivery guys that deliver the pizza to spirit and bring spirit back to this earth. I usually look at shamans as pizza delivery people. I don't think there is any specific place. What we do is we take pizzas from order from spirit and bring it down, and the other way around. You know, we are that's our role, is to bring information back and forth. I mean, because there's the idea of glorifying shamanism or shamans, that sometimes it could be dangerous, because we might feel that we are really more sacred and more powerful than most people. But basically, we are a tool that through us, messages come back and forth between the world. And I think that it's very important to hold that space. And so all birds are those delivery systems. And the eagle and the condors, which are the largest one of all of them, they have the capacity to go the highest, to get close to Tata Inti, because Tata Inti is the sun, and the sun is hot, the sun is love, the sun is what gives us life. And so those are the birds that goes closer to God. This is beautiful, but those two birds, they are also learn through experience not to flap their wings, but to let the wind lead them to where they need to be. And that's where faith and trust come from. They don't do much. They trust the the heat wave, the current air, to take them to where they can find food, where they can find what they need to find in nature. And for that, they are great teachers, because sometimes we, in our human form, believe certain things that needs to happen for us, but it is all illusion. We don't really know. We need to let God or spirit guide us to where we need to be. We don't know where it's going to be, and that's leads to a lot of anxiety and a lot of fear and a lot of negative energy and all of that thing. So the way I look at the eagle is and the condor is the teachers of faith. And there is a great distinction between faith and trust, faith and belief. And I think that that's something that I'd like to talk about, because in many religions, they ask you to believe in the teaching, to believe in the miracles that other people did. They believe in the book that somebody wrote. They believe, so the idea here is that you, the peasant or the person who is not educated, that have no power, need to believe in a higher authority. So there's a gap between you and the story. So you have to jump through your doubts, and you have to you have to believe in that story. I think what's so beautiful about the work we do in shamanism is that we don't ask you to believe in anything. We are trying to let you experience it. And experience is what faith is about. So faith is about knowing. It's about knowing that if you open your wings and let the wind take you, you will get somewhere. Maybe not what you think, but exactly where you need to be. And that also, if you experience the sunrise in the east, and it happened every day, you know that every day the sun will come in the east. It's not going to change. It's not going to come on the west. And every night it will go in the west. And that is faith. You have faith in the universe, in the order of the universe, that would create the results that you know going to happen. And nobody can come and tell you that if you do certain things, you will change that, which is what religious does. We don't want that. We want every person to be a shaman, every person to have the experience of its gloriousness, that it is that knowing is what makes us good healers, good people, messengers of spirit. So it's not something that is outside of us. It is about our own experience that really teach us. And everything that we do in shamanism is about allowing other people, allowing the process of experience, not allowing other people, but to have other people experience. If I tell you the color of ice cream or the taste of ice cream, I can ask you to believe me, but at the end, the only thing that will make a difference is that if you taste it. So for me, the work we do is about allowing us to taste the ice cream, to really understand the flavor, the temperature, the cream, this emotional feeling that comes when you eat ice cream. And it's nothing that I cannot say anything to convince you unless you try that. So the teaching of the eagle and the condor is really about allowing faith in our life. And I got really in touch with it a lot when I was working with our apprenticing with Taita Don Jose Joaquin Pineda, who was my teacher for many years. I met him in 1997. That was a few years ago. We were much younger. And he was looking at the candle. He was doing candle reading. And he was looking at people here, and he was like, "You don't have faith." And I said, "Jose, how could you say that? They come to you, they have faith in you." "No, but they don't have faith. They don't believe." They don't really, really have faith. So the issue of faith was really central to his teaching. He says, because people with no faith cannot be whole or truly serve spirit, you have to have faith. And this is a little story of mine that I talk about faith, is that last year, was it last year? Yeah, last year in January, we were in Agua Rico River in the Amazon in Ecuador. We just finished the Yahe ceremony. And we were supposed to be by 7 o'clock by the river to take the canoe back to the bus. And it's an hour. So we were like 4:30, we were getting ready. So we get ready, and I got bitten by a Scorpio just before I went on the canoe. And it really, really hurt. And we were like in the middle of for us, it's nowhere. And there's no hospital and there's no thing. And I said, my God, what am I going to do? I'm going to die here. You know, it really spread very quickly, the poison. And Joseph, one of the guys there, said to me, oh, don't worry, you know, they're going to do a tea for you and some compress, and it will be fine. And, you know, all my Western mind was about, do I trust them? Do I believe them? Do I have faith in them? All the teaching was about that. And I didn't have much of a choice. But she went, one of the women went to the forest, cut some leaves, created some medicine, gave me to drink, put it on my leg, and bandaged it, and then up we left. And it was a 8 hours trip on the bus to go to the top of the mountain, back to the Andes. And when we got there, I had this feeling that I left something on the river, my computer and my bag, because I had this feeling that it's not there, and I didn't know, because one of the people was supposed to take all my belongings because I was totally incapable of doing any decision. Anyway, we got to Papayata, which is like the top of the Andes, this amazing resort where we were supposed to finish all this beautiful ceremony. And my computer, my passport, and everything else was left on the river. Everybody was like going crazy. All the people on the trip went crazy, and I said, oh, you know, the next day we were supposed to go back to New York. You have to go to the embassy, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to help. Started to make phone calls to people on the river. We couldn't get anywhere. And I said, wait. I'm going to call to my power animal. So I was standing by the bus, and I closed my eyes, and I called my jaguar, and I speak to him, and I said, tell me where it is. So he took me to the river, and I saw my bag standing by these wood logs over there, waiting for me. And he said, you're going to get it, don't worry. So I said to the group, you know, I have to leave them on their own. I have to go back. I said, you're crazy. What do you mean? It's in the middle of the jungle. Somebody probably saw a computer, took it. And I said, no. My power animal told me that I'm going to find it. And I said, you're crazy. You're nuts. I says, well, if anybody needs to trust, it's me, right? I take people to the Amazon to do plant medicine. I take them to the Andes to work with shamans. If I don't trust spirit, who else, right? Anyway, at midnight, I took a friend of mine who was there speaking Spanish. By 8 o'clock, we got to the river and the bag was waiting for me exactly where it was. Now, normal people would, would just say, forget about it. Buy yourself another computer, buy yourself everything. I mean, I could, but I had to trust, but I had to prove myself that I trust, that I have faith. I have faith in spirit. And I think that is what the eagle teaches us. The eagle teaches us to have faith, even if it sounds so unpredictable or totally not reasonable. And that's what all our shamanic work really is about. It's about the not just the knowing, not just the wisdom, not just the knowing or the details or who's doing what, all of that stuff. It is about true faith in what we teach and what we learn and what we know. We have to follow the faith, our own first. So the eagle is a teacher of allowing us to see our life from the highest perspective, to learn from this highest perspectiveness, and at the same time discern what is important in our life and what's not. To have a sharp eye, clever eye. But when time comes, is to have a decisive killer moment, not to let go of opportunity that you actually see, not to become I don't know how to say that, a good-hearted person. It is to use your power, your not vicious, but very determined to execute. Because without execution, there's no life. And the eagle is that, you know, it's about making decisions and following them and doing them until you absolutely get what you want. With no buts, with no if, with no feeling that you are not spiritual enough. If you need to kill, go kill. I mean, I'm not saying people, but you know, if you need to get, if you need to get something done, you've got to make it happen. There's no excuses when you are in eagle medicine. And that's sometimes very hard for spiritual people to hear, because they want to be good. But good is to be eagle. Otherwise, eagle will go hungry. And you don't want to have a hungry eagle. But it's also related to project that you're having, or book you are writing,
That's
or
right.
any kind of a project that you are working on. It's about setting up your mind and do it. And don't give up. Don't think that, you know, don't give yourself that idea, oh, I don't want to hurt anybody, all that stories. You got to be the eagle. You got to execute. Now, eagle has a great differences between eagle and condor, although they are very in the same family of birds and messengers. Eagle is power. Eagle is about killing. It's about execution. It's about making things happen. It's about also building, about creating nests. It's about protecting their children. It's also about loyalty for their partner. That's an eagle. They met for life. It's about territorial. They are very territorial bird. So there is a lot of that with that too. You know, the condor, you know, I don't know if you're familiar with the condor and the eagle part. Are you familiar with that prophecy? Should I talk about that?
Yes, please.
So the condor is the other side. The condor has many of the eagle qualities and characters. But the condor, on the other hand, doesn't kill. It only eats from whatever nature provides, whatever already dead. But it also lives in a community for life. You know, there's communities of condors that are live together. They also don't build nests. They lay their eggs on the earth, so they're not changing anything like eagle do. Eagle is about the mind. It's about thoughts. It's more of the masculine side. The condor is more the feminine energy. It is about living with nature, not changing it. It's about fertilizing nature. It's not about killing animals. But also the condor is sharing the food that it eats. So they don't eat the whole animal that is there. They leave it to others. So they're sharing food. Very different than the eagle. And so in South America, they identify more with the energy of the condor. They live more from the feminine heart, where they see the North or the Western civilization more as the eagle is coming from more of the masculine side. And so they have two elements, the masculine and the feminine. And they don't really look at it as one condor is better than the other. That the condor is not better than the eagle, or the eagle is not better than. What they do say is that we all need the two parts together. We all need to fly in the same sky, blue sky, and in dance of harmony and peace and cooperation, which is where Parashakti, it's all about dance. It is all about a dance of life, that the two parts, the masculine parts and the feminine parts, needs to be in order to dance together in the blue sky. We don't want only eagle to dance in the sky. We want also the feminine part to dance with us, to cooperate. And in that way, in cooperation, they talk about teaching. So the idea here is that in South America, which a lot of the wisdom come from now, is bringing their heart teaching to us. And when we bring to them is technology and know-how, more of the masculine elements. So we are sharing those two. And by sharing those two, this is where the cooperation is. And that is the prophecy of the condor and the eagle, that since 1993, where the new Pachacuti began, the new correction of time, it's a period of 500 years, began 500 years after the invasion of the Spaniard and to South America, and basically the Holocaust that happened there. That more than 90% of the South American were basically perished through wars and through diseases. 90% of the South American in the last 500 years, in the actually the first 50 years, they all perished. Now we have their new beginning. And so their prophecy is that around that time, 500 years after the execution of Atahualpa, the king of the Inca, there will be a new resurrection, a new period of time of 500 years of the return of the feminine energy, the return of the connection to the earth, the new connection to the South American heart-centered culture. And that's what we are experiencing here, and all of us here now experiencing that. That's why we are all here sitting together, because we all heeding the call to return to the heart, return to the feminine. And I think that it's so great now to see so many women of power like Parashakti who are leading this culture, including Kamala Harris and including all these women in the Congress and Senate, and that are taking place, and new presidents and new prime ministers all around the world. The return of the feminine power. And I'm not talking about just either, women. It's the feminine part within men too. That is so important to bring back, and to understand that the eagle cannot control the skies alone. It needs to be dancing in dance of harmony and peace and cooperations with the condor.
Woohoo!
Amazing.
Amazing. So I need to be a timekeeper for a second here, because today, because this is our opening ceremony, we were only going to go 2 hours. We're moving forward. We're going to go for 2.5 hours. So I wanted to just do a check-in with our Dream Council, because we haven't danced yet. So if you are open to it, just to honor again timing of people's lives, dance of lives, I could put on and DJ one track that you'll be able to work with the blindfold and just embody all the wisdom that you received from this gathering. And probably by like 12:05 we can be done. Or we forget the dance and we start to bring this to a closing so that we can officially end at 12. So I just want to check in with everybody and see how everyone is doing. If you're willing to dance, or if you need to go, what's the consensus here? And some of you are on mute. So let me just ask.
Willing to dance.
Okay. Okay, wait, let's see. Wait, I have to change this. Okay, Jenny, do you need to go? You're on mute.
I can stay a few more minutes for some dancing.
Okay, great. Reed?
I would love to dance. I'm not going to be here for the entire time, as I'm headed to a sharing circle up in the beautiful hills of Topanga, but I would love to dance before I leave.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. And Robin?
Yeah, I'll need to leave by 2:30 my time, so another like 45 minutes.
Oh yeah, we're gonna just dance and then bring it to a closing.
Yeah, that's
good. We're gonna go over 12. That's what I'm kind of checking in with. All right, Nicole, are you okay to dance? Thumbs up. Jess, are you okay dancing? All right, David.
Willing to dance.
He already has his blindfold. Okay, I see blindfolds and readiness. Great. So here's what I'm gonna do. We've just been going, and Ira's with us. Ira!
I'm here.
Okay, fabulous. So I'm gonna give right now a bathroom break because I need a bathroom break. So if you need a bathroom break, please go and come back and set up the system here.
Parashakti, I want to say goodbye to you because I need to go back to my family.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. We're so grateful.
Thank you, Zach.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Zach, you are amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach, everybody. Okay, I'll see you soon.
Blessings.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just going to do a little bit of a prep for us. So all of you in some capacity have done the dance of liberation, and some of you actually, yes, you haven't. So really with the time that we have, what I offer as an invitation is to allow for the wisdom to be embodied right now. So there was a lot that was shared, and we're going into even a deeper dive with the medicine of the Labradorite, which is the doorway into the void and into the great mystery, and to work with trust and faith that Yitzhak gave us with the eagle. And so that in itself, through this collective intention as a dream council, each one of you will receive what I'm asking and offering is a message. So that when we come out, there's going to be a message that you've received that's also for the collective. So that's what we're going in with. You'll be dancing for about 8 minutes, and then I'll bring you home. Okay? So go ahead and just find your beautiful sanctuary of a space and put your blindfold on. I'm going to share my screen so you can hear the music really well.
listen to the mountains and the trees. I will sing gospel with the birds and the morning sun. I will contemplate the wisdom of monkeys and the elegance of the wildfire. I will marry myself to moss and the dark earth. I will make my home in the oceans of infinity. I will not die while I still breathe. There is a way, there is a way, there is a way. Come, follow me, follow me, follow me. Amor, 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 amor. Shana, we, shana, we. As long as I breathe, I breathe. Follow me.
Starting to bring your prayer to a closing. And at your own time and pace, coming back and joining us. So I loved how Yitzhak said that we are the bridge, we are the messengers, bringing down from spirit the source of healing and the collective message. And so whatever you received, it's something that will allow for all of us to grow and to take flight in and to charge even more up our power objects. And so I'll pass the energetic talking stick around, and I'm going to invite you to say it in a word or a sentence. And so if you could take yourself off mute for those, I know that Ira is en route somewhere, so I'm going to have him keep his mute on until he is able to officially join us. And I'd like to start with you, Jenny, for you to hold the energetic talking stick and share the message that you received as you took flight and now have returned home to us. Aho.
Oh, thank you, Shakti, Parashakti. I felt an illumination and an acceptance, stepping more fully into my role as a messenger of divine energy. So thank you, everyone, for being a part of this journey today.
And so I'll just say that as we enter into the collective message, if you don't mind me just sharing, Jenny, that your message of you stepping into even more of a high divine purpose of your work, that is a message for all of us too. So that's what I invite to, is for us to tune into the collective as we're dancing as a dream council. And this is a very different training than just on an individual level. So I honor the individual message and note that as we speak it forth, we're offering it as a message, because then that's what we're going to be doing with these power objects, is infusing them to teach people how to collectively dream a new dream. So thank you for initiating that note of receiving of the divine purpose and mission, Jenny. Aho. And with that, I won't go into each person's share because we don't have time. I just wanted to clarify how I would love for the message to be given. So yes. So let's go ahead, Robin. Aho.
Aho. So the message that came through for me and for us all is to allow the continuation of everything that needs to be dissolved into the space of purification and opening and expanding to the place of all that wishes to be birthed and received and transmuted and transformed into the next moment, into this next chapter of my life, of our lives, and just opening and trusting with the greatest faith.
Aho. Lori.
Yes, what I received is the message is that we're birthing the earth, we're birthing Mother Earth in the smooth places and the rough places that we're dancing through into embodied birth of Mother Earth and receiving the light in the smooth and the rough places.
Oh, thank you. David. David disappeared. Okay. Reed, do you need to go? So you want to? Yeah, let's have you.
What came to me and what's been coming to me is allowing all the low vibrations that we encounter on our daily lives, all the judgment that we experience and see in other people, and just allowing all of that to allow us to vibrate higher, to encourage the collective frequency of this earth, and just to allow everyone to have and appreciate everyone for where they're at on their journey, no matter what they're sending into this world. And it's just going to be really powerful to continue to allow people to experience this in their own way. So I give you all the strength that you need to relieve all judgment of all the people who subscribe to the hate and who subscribe to their judgment and their ancestral trauma, and just allow them to be, as we are so graced with the privilege of these experiences that we're now being taught and allowing to receive. So I'm giving you all my strength of love and my humbled heart. So thank you all, Parashakti, forever grateful.
Thank you. Fly, 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 Reed. We'll be in touch. Okay, do we have David back here? Yes. Okay, David, you want to take question here?
Yes. I was getting clarity and certainty, which was like in alignment with what Yitzhak Berry was saying about discernment. Just clarity on the message that we are receiving to be a channel for, just clarity on what that message is. And also to add to what Reed was saying, has been a huge lesson for me to not be so reactive to the people that are in their process in a state of judgment, and to really focus on delivering messages where I'm not so reacting and getting consumed by any sort of negative energy, and sending the message in a way where I'm having a little bit more calm, peace, trust in the universe, and unity, despite our differences with focusing on unconditional love, no matter the process people are in.
Aho, aho. So as I call on to Sireza, I'm going to have Sireza really hold the talking stick of one sentence, just because of timing, everybody. Just because of timing. Otherwise, we could go on forever. So Sireza, take the talking stick, one sentence of a message for all of us. You with
I
us?
can't hear her. I see her, but I can't hear her.
Sireza, are you talking? Are you going to say something?
Yeah, can you hear me?
No, now we can hear you.
Okay, good. What came to me was trust in the divine orchestrated plan for us, and trust in that God-given power that is colossal and miraculous in all ways.
Aho, thank you.
Oh.
Okay, Nicole.
What came to me was also trust in the vision and the unknowingness in the dark, but also being able to feel in the senses in the body that there is trust. So thank you for that.
Aho, thank you, thank you. Jess.
Right, on the same theme, trust came to me as well, and it was about trusting my inner knowing, for all of us to trust our inner knowing and to let that guide us to step into our greatness authentically and to serving others.
Aho, thank you. Gary.
I'm such a novice at the spirituality development. I just embody everything that you all say. It's so new to me. I feel so fortunate and lucky because everything is just so enlightening. And I'm grateful for all of you. And Parashakti and Yitzhak was amazing. Wow. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Love you all.
Thank you, Gary. Ira, are you with us? Can you tune in?
I can tune in, yes. The message and the wisdom of the buffalo, which is wisdom, which comes from endurance, patience, and perseverance, and just staying true to our path. And that will lead us to the wisdom that we need. Aho.
Aho!
Oh,
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So, Kelly, my friend. Sweetheart, I'm sorry. I'm on this like timekeeping mode.
It's okay. I just got how sacred everything is, every act that we encounter, even if it seems mundane or whatever it is, it's really an act of the divine. And the more that we can step into that place, the more we'll be able to be of service of the earth and the universe.
Aho, thank you. Beautiful. So I'd like to have everyone take their candle. And so we have ignited this fire as a dream council. And we've danced into a new way of expressing our missions and a bigger service. And this is the fire that held us all accountable for those prayers in motion. And so we honor all of the wisdom and the guidance that we received here, especially from the physical plane of our great teachers that were here this month to support us in learning more and receiving this divine message that each one of you shared. And so as we put out this fire, we acknowledge that for today, we send this light out so that it can continue to help and support the planet. And I say today only because it's traditional in my way of dancing, the Mohawk, Cherokee, Lakota, and Shoshone natives, is that you must put the fire out when you close ceremony. So with that, I welcome us to blow out this fire. Aho!
Aho!
Wow, I mean, I feel like we can be on for a full day retreat here. So much to
Totally.
So what we will do is we will definitely follow up, because I wanted Jess to talk a little bit about her work and what she does with my mission, our mission, and we'll do that via email because I need to just honor timing. So with that, I say thank you to everybody. We will follow up with an email. Love you so much.
Thank you.
What a journey. And see you next month for those who are joining us.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Parashakti.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you again, Jen. Good to see you.
Beautiful.
Wow.